Welcome back! Another episode of My Z Restoration. Now guys, I've just had a phone call from the panel shop, so I'm just going to run straight down there now and give you a quick update on where we are with the metalwork on the car. So pretty excited. Yeah, give us 5, we'll shoot down the road and we'll come back to you. So let us know how we go. Yeah.
Alright. So we fixed all these bits here which are all rusted out, so we've got a couple of nuts in underneath there now which we never had before. A little bit coming through there which is going to dig out and fix up, so that's all good. Around the back, all these bits we showed last time, so all the plates up here, it's all been repaired. So the sides here repaired. Look through the hatch. Now that's all done, this is all finished. I'm just going to smooth that all back down, rub it back, settle, prepare for paint. These seals have all been done. And they're all changed up, all finished up, so they look good. No more cancer in the front, thank God. Fixed up here, it's all tidied up now. Just remember before that was pretty bad through there, but now it's really nice. And she's absolutely coming along a treat. Super excited. Door's done. Got one door back together. It was a bit hard to get the hard to get Racebear's door skin. Sorry, bro. Hard to get Racebear's door skins, but that's all done now. So yeah, that's one done. Bottom of that guard, that done.
Yeah, bottom's done.
Bottom of the guard done.
Doesn't even look like it's all done.
Yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, it's all done. Yeah, so yeah. Coming along a treat. How much more time you reckon?
Another 2 weeks.
Another 2 weeks? Beautiful. There you go, another couple of weeks, guys. So yeah, should be very good to see this getting a bit closer.
So yeah, I guess the first thing I have to do is start cleaning because yeah, it's pretty bad. I had to get all those bolts that went down to the zinc coaters out and ready, so I had to split all the tubs apart and everything ended up on the damn floor, as you can see. So first thing I'm going to do right now is clean up. So yeah, here we go. Okay, clean, ready to go. All right, so one of the things that I was struggling with finding someone to do the work with was regulators. So there used to be a guy here in Perth that used to restore these, and I just can't find him, he's just nowhere to be found. But I did some research and sort of read online a couple of things, and I found out that these little wheels here, which is, they're supposed to, should focus in a second. There we go. So they're okay, but there's a washer that sits in behind them which holds the wheel tight into the channel in the window. And without the little washer, which I've got a washer here. These are the washers. So without that washer in there, it flaps around, which makes the window move around. So I've got to get something to put the washers in, but the end of these is all, this is pressed in and stamped on the back. So you can't, it's not going to focus, there it is. It's pressed in there, so I thought, well, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do to fix these. But I did find something that might be of interest to people, so yeah, part of this episode is going to be me restoring these regulators. So yeah, I'll show you what I found. So I went down to Bunnings and I found these. I don't know if you can see them clearly there, but they're like little rollers. And they're bolt-on little rollers. So, like a 19mm roller with a little bolt and a washer on the back. So, I thought, well, here's the brand, it's Rolltrack. If you can see that, 4360. That's the model number. They were like $5 each, so it's cheap as chips. So, because of where I work, and in a car dealership, the office, I found some clips from, it's actually the clips you use when you remove these are actually got a little stem on the end, and these are in the bolt holes for Klugers when you do tow bar on a Kluger. But I mean, you can find these clips anywhere. It's got like a nice little concave to it, you can see that real clear. But these rollers are the exact size of those, so what I figured I could do was actually grind them off, get these off the here, and use those rollers I drilled them out to the right size so they fit on there real nice. So I actually fitted one, just a bit of a test fit to one of the other ones, so I'm going to do them properly today, but so that's a test fit there, and so that should sit really nicely in the channel and stop the channel rattling around. So I'm going to do the restoration on these today, and yeah, see how they come out, but I reckon they'll come out pretty good. The paint I'm using, this stuff sticks like shit to a blanket. I don't know if anyone's ever tried this stuff, but it's just caliper paint, gold caliper paint, and it looks real close to the zinc finish. So I thought, well, yeah, rather than getting them replated, because there's nothing wrong with them, they're clean. So I thought I'll just paint them up gold. So yeah, let's see how these turn out, eh? Alright, so I've got the grinding disc fitted, so I'm just going to grind off these little welds here, the little stampings, and get the rest of the wheels, the other two wheels off. So yeah, I'll grind them off and we'll give it a bit of a paint, eh? So, see the little circle in there? That's where the pin goes through. Now, I can't express to you how freaking tight that is. I've whacked it with a hammer. This is about take number 20. So hopefully on this one, I can get it tight in the vise and give it a good smack, but without bending the regulator, because I don't want to bend it. But this is freaking tight. And I need somebody else to hold the regulator, which would be awesome, but I don't have anyone else at the moment. And I'll bang that there. And I'm going to give this a whack. It's tight. Yes! Success! So there it is, that's pressed out of there. So that was real tight, like that was way tighter than I anticipated it to be. So I'll do the other one and then I'll show you the next step. So that's the 3 pressed out, freaking tight, way too tight. So these little buggers are just that little bit bigger than the standard pin. So you have to just drill these holes a slightly bit larger, so it just doesn't quite fit in that hole. This is one I drilled out before, it just fits just through snugly. So I'm just going to drill these holes slightly bigger, and then I can whack it in the booth and give it a paint. So the pins that come out, so they're all out now, it's done. So the pins that come out, the new rollers are just ever so slightly bigger. You can't really see it much on camera. So this one's real snug fit. You can see it's just nice and tight in there, and this one's just a bit out. So I'm just going to get my trusty Dremel and just ever so slightly Dremel the holes as that little bit bigger. So just a little bit. Just needs the slightest adjustment and then straight in. So you just need to move it just ever so slightly. Just quickly do the other one. So that's it. Once that stopped making noise, so that's it. So they're ready to go. So what I'm going to do with these now is just give them a real quick wipe down with some cleaning fluid. It's ready for paint, and I'm going to paint them with the gold like I showed you before, this stuff, and I'll do the other one off camera, and I'll run it over to the booth and give them a quick paint in the booth. So yeah, give us 2 minutes and we'll show you what's up next. So I've got one set up, hanging up in the middle of the workshop, and I've got one over in the official MyZ Restoration paint booth. I built this a while ago. But yeah, one set up there. So I'll give this a spray, and yeah, we'll see how they turn out. I think they're going to come out pretty good. So they look pretty good. So I'm going to let these guys dry. The other one's just hanging up there, done all the painting on that one as well.
So just gonna let them dry overnight, and then tomorrow we'll come back and we'll fit the rollers and grind down the nuts so they don't hit each other, they have a bit more clearance. But yeah, they come up pretty good. I'm gonna have to move them around a bit so I can paint behind where this bit here is. You can see we can just lift that up. There it is there, a little bit more. Needs a bit of paint behind there, but yeah, I'll get that done now. Let them dry overnight, yeah, come back tomorrow. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. So I'm still trying to find my feet with this whole channel, so I don't know really what you guys want to see or what you don't want to see. So I've done the regulators today, so we're going to catch up again tomorrow and I'll show you how to put all the little wheels and the little washers on. But I've also been like, so do you want to see me paint stuff, fix stuff, not the fix stuff, give you updates, don't give you updates, I'm not really sure. But what I have been working on today is this. I'll just flick this camera around. So this is the support for the dash. Just been tidying up the ends. There was a little bit of surface rust on these ends. So I've just been cleaning all that sort of stuff up, and I'm going to give that a coat of paint now. So if you guys do want to see me work on things like this, just let me know in the comments and I'll show you it. But it seems I wouldn't watch it, so I figured you guys won't watch it. But if you do want to see it, let me know and I'll do it, and I'll film myself or video myself actually doing the work. But yeah, just let me know in the comments. So I have painted all that. I'll turn it around and show you. So yeah, me painting it, I don't know if that's going to be very interesting content, but it's all tidy and it looks much better. You're never going to see this. This is under the dash crash pad, so it's up under the dash. I just hate seeing rusty bits on cars, and you know, if I can do something to make it a little bit, something to make it a little bit neater, I guess we'll do that. Yeah, I'll show that. If you guys want to see that, I'll show that. Just say in the comments and I'll do more of that. So that is completely empty from doing that bit under the dash crash pad. So it is the next day here in the shed, and I have got the regulators all painted and done. So now what we're going to do is fit the little rollers and the little washers in the back, and I'll put them together and I'll show you how we're going to make sure they stay nice and tight and how they get enough clearance so they don't knock at each other when they're up and down the window. So let's try that. So I've got my little rollers and my little concave washers and my trusty Tamiya thread locker. So I'm going to show you when I put this together. So you've got to make sure you use the side that we ground off, so they've got to come in from that side. So, some people say these washers as well should be that way up, but the standard ones are that way up, so I'm going to just stick with the standard ones. I'll pop that into there. Put the lock washer on. And then open this new tube of thread lock, which I used before. Oh, it's very green. Get that in there. Smells like glue. Now for some reason these use a 7/16 nut. I'm just going to tighten that up. Move on to the next one. Same stuff on this one. Thread lock on. Lucky last. Now I'm going to show you this quickly. Just tighten these last two up. You can see it on the camera, but that nut, the threaded piece from the pin, I have to focus, threaded piece on the pin doesn't come all the way to the top of the nut, which gives me a little bit of room to grind that off. So I'm just going to head over to the grinder and grind that down, and I'll come back and show you what that looks like. So I got them on the bench grinder, but didn't really do the best job, so I ended up using an old trusty angle grinder. Nice and flat now.
got heaps of thread lock-ons that are going to come pretty good, nice and tight. I did actually have to end up taking the little lock washers off, so it worked better without them, so no lock washers. What we need to do now is get some grease and get the spring back on and then wind it forward, and that should be them done. So yeah, let me just grab some grease. So I got the grease, which is this copper grease. Now, if you don't grease these springs, they make a hell of a noise. So I just got this little setup with my toothbrush. Let's give it a ton of grease in there. Try and really get it in there nice and deep. That's what she said. Office fan. Get it right in there. A little bit on these edges. A little bit in the middle. Plop that in there. That's around. That's all that done. So now we have to wind the crank back in to get some tension back onto the regulator. So the easiest way to do that is probably just grab a socket. This should be the standard sort of socket size, I reckon. Oh, pretty close to a 10. Actually, I'll use some multis. Multi-grips. Now I also want, on the back of these, I did really degrease this, so I want to get some grease into there as well on the track runners. Trying to get a heap of grease into there. Earbuds work pretty well. And I'll just try to get that first catch, a bit of tension on that spring. That's it. That is a nice quiet operation, regulator. So that is ready to go back in your car, and that is ready to do another 43 years, I reckon, before we have to worry about it again. So that is it for another episode of My Z Restoration. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I had a little bit of feedback that I'm showing sort of what I've been doing, not me doing it. So hopefully it's a little bit more of what I actually am doing during the day. Over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be just focusing on getting small things cleaned and painted. All the bolts went down to the zinc coaters, and all of the metal went down to the blasters and the powder coaters. So that should hopefully be back this week. Bit of luck. But it doesn't really matter. As you saw earlier in the video, they said a couple more weeks for the metalwork to be done on the car, but I reckon it's probably another month, and then it's going to probably take another month in panel. So we might see the car back maybe end of June or mid-July, fingers crossed again. I did put some stuff up on my Instagram, so just put it across there. So My Z Restoration, so follow me on that, and I'll put like more daily updates on there with the things that I'm doing. In the next few weeks, we're going to have a couple of little changes with the channel. I guess it's still going to be about me and the Z and restoring the car, but mates that I've had for 25 years who are just car guys like me and just car guys like yourselves are going to come in, and we're just going to share sort of a couple of stories about the things that we used to get up to. Everyone talks about back in the old days, but back in the day, real funny stuff. It's things we used to do as a group, and sort of how we all became friends and how we all got to know each other. So if you are interested in that sort of content, it will be still on the channel. I've thought about changing the name of the channel from My Z Restoration to something else, because I'm going to do some other, obviously keep doing other projects after this project's done. So I've got, like I said, I've got an AE86 as well, which I might do a resto on that. A little bit of interest in a R32 GTR or a S14 200SX, so maybe something like that, I'm not sure. But there will be some different content coming up and something a little bit different. So it's not always just going to be Z content. So if you like that sort of stuff, so hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon, so when new videos are uploaded, you'll be the first to know. I hope you enjoyed watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. I've got 40 followers now, so that's awesome. It's just, I only did this as a video log, a video diary for me to remind myself of the things that I've done with the car up until this point. So yeah, really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you hopefully next week.